and welcome to number 26 of Taylor's Make Stuff. It's nice to see you again. It's probably about a month since I've seen you. I think I'm going to change the way that I do these. If you can hear a little tinkling sound, hello Lulu, that's my cat Lulu, who's coming to see why I've moved furniture around to sit over here. Yeah, I usually do these every month, pretty much. I will wait until I've actually finished something that I can show you. But I don't think that's really working for me, because by the time a month has come around, I've cast on so many things and I've been places, oh little fly, been places and read books, and it all just gets too long-winded, I think. So I think what I'm going to do from now on is I might just record just randomly, because I tend to record when my partner is at work, because of I get self-conscious about it. And although like he goes out on long bike rides for like 2 or 3 hours, I would still be a bit kind of like, oh, you might come back any second. Like, he knows I do this. It's not a secret. It's just me being silly. So he works shifts. So when he's out, I think I might just record just randomly then, and then we can keep on top of what not have everything get on top of me, because now I'm all a bit sort of flustered because I've had to pull everything together and there's a lot. So having said that, let's get started. Sorry about my itchy shoulder. I've got a new bra on. It's just rubbing me a little bit. Now, I have finished. This is what you've been waiting for. It's a pair of shorty socks. I've got so much on the go at the moment that I'm barely getting anything finished. So yeah, finishing a pair of shorty socks is quite an achievement. I've done a roll top cuff, because I love that, and I think they look super cute with DM shoes. The yarn is, I think this is Fruitful Fusion. I've lost the label, so I'm not 100% sure, which I've used for it's really nice though, isn't it? Like those autumny colours. Which I've used for the heel, the cuff and the toe. And I've used that on another pair as well. And I've used it in a shawl, and I've still got 23 grams of that left. And the stripy is not West Yorkshire Spinners, it's Dragon Hill Studios self-striping in Regal. And you will have seen this before, because I've still got 20 grams of this left too. That yarn is such good value. I know it's like, it's a more expensive yarn than, say, the Yarn Smith's merino sock, which is excellent too. But this is, it's hand-dyed yarn, yada yada, and it's really good value because it just goes on forever. And it's always really pretty. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, maybe you can see. It's really sparkly. So it's their Sherborne Sparkle Sock in the colourway Regal. And I love these toasty colours. I'm not really a purple person. I can live without it. But I really love this. So yeah, I've made a little pair of shorty socks. As I say, I've used the brown that I've used with the cuffs and stuff in other socks like these ones, and this is the other pair that I made that I've shown you before. But I'm just so you can see, these are not shorties. These are full steam ahead, aren't they? I'm not going to show you these for too long because I've actually just worn them, so they're a little bit. Well, they're not actually. They look pretty good. It's just I feel self-conscious now that I've worn them. And I did the cuff, and I only did the heel in the brown on these, so that's a lot of sockage to get out of that ball, and to still have 20 grams left. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Dragon Hill Studios yarns anyway. I was really gutted this year because I've barely seen them this year, because I've been to Unravel twice. I think they were at the one in February. They weren't at the autumn one, and they weren't at the Southern Wool Show. So I haven't had a chance to stock up on any more of the yarns, but I know I've got another 2 balls in hand somewhere, which is, you may be shocked at, you may not. Depends how you feel about stash. Is that my mug? It's from Asda. It was £3.50, a little pumpkin mug. It has got quite a, oh sorry, excuse my coughing there, looks really grubby. The lip is quite thick, so the first drink I drank out of it, drink I drank, I got quite a lot of it down me, because it's quite hard to get your lips in the right place, whether it's all, anyway, sort of scalloped around the edge, but it's quite thick. But I'm over it now. Now then, I think I'm going to just dive into things and just pick them up and show you. And then I'll tell you about other stuff that's been going on just as we go. What do you think? Because this is a little Elemis wash bag. This is a shawl that I started knitting when I was on it was a train project. So I cast it on the train going up to London. I lived down sort of near Portsmouthy, kind of end of the world. Yeah, I was getting the train up to London to go to Shepherd's Bush to be in the audience of Loose Women. It was my mum's birthday. It would have been my mum's birthday the other week, and I like to, on her birthday and on the anniversary of her passing, to go and do something that she would have enjoyed. And I think she would have really enjoyed going to see Loose Women and being in the audience. She wouldn't have liked being on screen at all, but we could have ducked down. And she would have liked the whole sort of day outness of it. And Judy Love was on that day as well, and she would have really enjoyed Judy Love, because she's kind of cheeky and a bit naughty, but she's not explicit, is she? Anyway, I really like her. But cast this on the train. Oh, isn't it lovely? This is the Knit Night shawl by Louise. Is she Louise Ass something or other? I'll put it on the screen. Using King Cole Galaxy DK. Now you will see I got this in a sale for £2 a ball, and I'm not sure if it's been discontinued or not, but it was definitely on sale somewhere. I think I might have got this from whatever the name of that shop is. It's in Basingstoke. It's in the middle of nowhere in Basingstoke. It's a really nice shop, and they've got a cracking tea rooms attached to it. What's it called? I'm thinking like Yarn Bomb, but it's totally not that. Anyway, yeah, this is just in the colourway, I think it's literally called grey. Oh, they've got it as colour 1713. But all the, can you see? Oh, look. All the sequins are multicoloured. Oh, it's the most gorgeous thing. And they're quite closely spaced on the yarn. So you don't knit many stitches before you get another one. And sometimes you get two together like that. Oh, it's really lovely. So yeah, this is the Knit Night shawl. And you basically just keep going until you're either sick of it or you run out of yarn. So I've got two 50-gram balls, so I'm going to make, it gets longer by about 4 stitches on each row. So it grows pretty quickly, and it's a really, oh, it's a lovely thing to make. And I wanted something really super simple to knit on the train, so I didn't have to think about it. And it was like over 2 hours in each direction. And I don't know if you've ever been to that TV studio, Wood Lane, but it's right by the Westfield shopping centre, which I've never been to before. And I'm not one for shopping centres. I think they're pretty grim. But it's so massive. There's so much in there. It's quite breathtaking. I did go and have a look around in there, and it was so huge. I got lost. And yeah, and in the end, I just thought, I'm not enjoying this, I'm going home. And I did. But, yeah. So this is now also my project for knitting in front of the TV, or I take it to knit group because I can chat and not think about a thing. I didn't get in. I queued up. I went all of that way. Got the wristband, and apparently they can comfortably seat well, they can seat about 80 people in the studio, and there were over 90 odd people in the queue. Well, when they got to me, there was 90 by the time they were a few people ahead of me. So they squeezed in as many people as they could, because apparently it's bench seating and they just squashed people in. So I wouldn't have enjoyed that bit anyway. But yeah, I went all that way and didn't even manage to get into the studio. Good thing is they kind of put you on a priority booking for if you want to book it again. They give you a priority armband the next time, and then you go straight to the front of the queue basically and get taken straight into the studio. But yeah, I was a bit miffed, a bit downhearted about it, because it's a long old journey to completely fail. Right then, I was wanting to see if you could see my new, no you can't too far away, but it's a really nice new lamp from the range the other week. Now I've got, I'm sock heavy this time. There's no getting around it. I'm very sock heavy. This is dye candy yarn. It's called Backstory, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, I think this was an exclusive that she did for Handmade Studios in Petersfield in Hampshire. They do a sock Saturday every now and then, but the pattern that they chose for the sock Saturday I wasn't massively keen on, so I brought it home and just thought I'd knit some socks, of little shorty socks. So that's what I've done. I've striped it with West Yorkshire Spinners bog standard grey, and I've done the toes, and I'm doing an afterthought heel with this random bit of yellow that I've got left over from goodness knows what. So yeah, cuff down, I think I did 5 or so rows. Then I did 2 rows of the yellow, then another couple more rows of the grey, and then I just went into 2 rows of yellow, 2 rows of grey. And I love yellow and grey together. I think that's quite an 80s throwback thing, isn't it? But yeah, I'm super happy with that. So they shouldn't take too much longer. If I could just pull my finger out, I could get those done, because that's only, well, it's only the first sock though, mind. So I could get that first sock done. And then once you've done the first sock, I don't really suffer from second sock syndrome. I'm pretty good at casting the second one on straight away. I have so much on my needles all at one time that I don't really get anywhere. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. As I said, I did go to Unravel Autumn since I last saw you, and the Southern Wool Show. What was that since? Yeah, Unravel Autumn's alright. It was alright. I had to sort of give myself a little shake while I was there, because there were so many people sort of kind of who were a bit moany about it being, there not being many vendors there and stuff, but there actually were. It was full, and there was plenty to see there, plenty to spend your money on, really good variety. But I think I just kept bumping into quite moany people, and it was making me feel like, this is a bit rubbish. And then I kind of gave myself talking to, and I thought, no, this is actually really good. I prefer the Southern Wool Show, I think, but because that's quite difficult for me to get to, Unravel is, you know, that's my best yarn festival friend. So yeah, I'm quite conscious of that, of like not being dragged down by other people's griping. Oh, this is that recycle. I've not really got very far with this. This is just a ribbed beanie, so I won't bore you with that too much. That's it's this one. Oh, it's not a beanie. It's a vintage pattern. It's a tassel. It's just called tassel top hat. So yeah, as you can see, I've not got past the folded brim yet, but I'm using Stylecraft. I think it's Stylecraft. Yeah, the Stylecraft Recreate, which is only £4.50 for 100 grams. It's a recycled yarn, and it's got lovely little sort of tweedy flecks in it, and I really like that. So yeah, that's another thing I need to pull my finger out and do. Oh, poor old Jim. These are Jim's socks, my sister's neighbour Jim. He doesn't know. I won't say poor old Jim because he doesn't know that I'm making these. I've made him a black pair, a navy blue pair. Now I'm onto a dark green pair. I've done one. Sorry about the light. It's just, I've got trees in front of my house and the light, and it's cloudy and the light's coming and going, but we'll coat. It's bottle green. You know what bottle green means. So yeah, just a pair of like standard 2x2 broken rib socks. I've showed you these before though. I guess what I'm showing you is a lack of progress because I have too many socks on the go. Now, oh, these are my Strictly socks. Do you do the, what's her name? The little drop, Ali. So easy to remember. Ali's Little Drops are Wonderful. She does a Strictly sock along every year. I mean, obviously when Strictly Come Dancing's on. And I like taking part in that because it's just really good fun. I'm using, look at that, my very sparkly Pickle Lily fabric yarn tub. It's just perfect for a sock project. And it snaps together. It's got this nice sort of yellow felt inside. It snaps together in the middle there, but you can also snap it together on the side and have your yarn coming out there, so you can go that way. I tend not to. I like to just have it open and see what's coming. And I've also got, I'm using, this is also a Pickle Lily DPN holder because I like knitting socks DPN on DPN. Well, I like all the methods really, apart from really, I don't get on massively with Magic Loop. Now I'm using these are Knit Pro, aren't they? These are the ones that are supposed to, the 2 centimetre stripes. I don't use them to measure anything with, I just like that they're stripy. I am doing another pair of shorty socks. I've told you recently, haven't I? I've fallen back in love with a heel flap and gusset. Not liked a heel flap and gusset for years. I don't know why. I think I was just an idiot. But I'm back in love with it again now. And, oh, doesn't half make the socks so quickly, not mucking about, doing silly fancy things. Just get on with it. So yeah, I'm using, it's another roll top to wear with DM shoes. And this lovely, really super bright neon colour is Coop Knits, one of the 50 gram balls. I reckon I've probably still got about 25 grams there. And the main colour is a sparkle, and it's a ball of yarn that I've been saving for something special, and special never comes, as it, so I just thought, sod it, and I've cast them on. This is a yarn by Gerard of I Knit London, of his I Knit or Dye range, and he sadly doesn't dye anymore since the shop closed the shop and moved out of London. And I don't think dyes yarn anymore, which is a great shame because he was massively talented at it. And I used to buy yarn from him pretty much every week. Oh god, but just look how marvellous that is. It's grey, and this isn't, it's more of a really dark charcoal than a black. It is black, but it goes into, do you see on the foot, you can see more the charcoal tones coming out, and then these really bright pops of colour. It's just the most gorgeous thing. I wish Gerard would start dyeing again. So yeah, so they're my Strictly socks. I've got one pair I've finished, that other little pair of shorty socks. They were my first Strictly socks of the season. So I knit on those like whenever anything to do with Strictly's on. If there's someone, if one of the professionals or whatever's on the one show, I'm knitting. And also during the show. Sometimes I don't knit during the show or the results show. I just bank the time and then knit the equivalent amount of time later on, which I don't think is cheating at all. I'm going to put on the screen at some point my haul from Wool Warehouse, because I showed you some patterns before, didn't I, of like some jumpers I want to make, where I bought the patterns at the Southern Wool Show, and one of them was like a sideways knit Aran jumper, and I didn't have any Aran yarn, and I bought some from Wool Warehouse, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's quite bright, and I'm dying to cast it on. Next up are my Samphire socks, which have been on the needle since Methuselah was a boy, and I don't think I've printed the front of the picture. No, I have not. This is also one of Gerard's yarns, which I've been saving for the something special that never came. But these socks are a Helen Stewart design, and I think they were from one of her Sock Society clubs one year. I'm just gonna put this on my hand because I can't find me. I'll put my sock blockers down somewhere. You can't really see, can you? But it's got this lovely, oh, you can see a bit there. It's gorgeous texture pattern, and it all sort of swirly whirls like it's, you know, like it is something growing in water. Oh, it's just the most gorgeous thing, but it's a concentrating one, and on the back it's rib. So I want me dingly dangly in there. Yeah, in the back it's rib. So you can see how it's really kind of watery, isn't it? I love that. And the bottom, where it's flat. See, so you can see all the different things the yarn does. The yarn that you will never be able to buy, I'm afraid. And I'm making these on, see, I told you I like to try all the things. Tiny 9-inch circulars, which are not my friend. Not massively keen on them, and I think I'll probably sell those needles once I finish these socks, because I'm going to have to do, and then that's what's holding me up with doing these, because these have been on the needles for a very long time, and it's because I'm not enjoying the needles that they're taking forever. But I'm worried about my tension changing too much if I swap the needles out now, because I'm on the foot of those ones, so I don't have an awful lot more to do. Well, I've got a whole other sock, but I feel like if I change my needles now, my tension's different with every method, so I don't want to ruin them because they're quite concentrated. It's easy because it's just, you know, it's a lace pattern, so all it is really is, you know, some yarn overs and some knit two togethers and all that malarkey, and away you go. But yeah, I can't say they're the ones that I jump to, because it needs to be really quiet for me to work on them, because I've got to concentrate on every single row, and I need decent light, and like I say, my house is surrounded by trees, and the mister likes it to be like gloomy towers, so when he comes home from work he switches all the lights off that I've switched on and all that. So yeah, they're destined to be seen 1,000 times. Now I'm still on talking of the mister, I'm still doing his firecracker jumper. I've finished the front and the back and one sleeve. I'm on the second sleeve, so that's my tipping point knitting. So when tipping point comes on, popular UK game show, I do my 4 rows on my temperature blanket strip, and then whatever time I've got left after that, I work on his jumper so I can get it done, because that was another thing I wasn't really getting along with particularly well, because I find it's double moss stitch, which is boring. So yeah, to make myself keep going with that, I've allocated that tipping point time. I work from home, by the way. I only work in the mornings for someone else, and the rest of the day I work for me. So it's up, and when I take lunch, I only take probably 10-15 minutes, something like that. So then by the time tipping point comes on, I'm ready for a break, and that's my hour. That's kind of almost not my lunch break, but do you know what I mean? That's my proper hour break. I've already packed up orders, taken them into town. done my morning job, sorted Lou out several times with various cat traumas. She's got her vaccinations due next week. She doesn't mind of it. She doesn't mind. It depends who it is. She either goes into the sort of quiet kind of like, I like it kind of attitude, or she goes all really purry and silly and starts flirting with them. I'm carrying on with this. This is that jumper that I'm always thinking about frogging, which I'm making a size that's much too big for me, but I think will just be a sort of sloppy around the house. Sorry, excuse the needles bashing together. It's lace weight. So yeah, knitting a whole oversized t-shirt style jumper in lace weight yarn, I would say, is not a recommended use of time. I don't think I'll be repeating that. A little exercise, and I'm not really keen on the way the pattern's laid out. Very personal thing, but there's quite a lot of sections that you go back and you repeat between this bit and this bit, and the way that the bits that you repeat are marked can be quite, because there are bits that almost like you knit a bit and a bit from another section at the same time, so there's sort of almost like overlapping sections in the pattern for you to knit, and the way that they're marked on the pattern I found quite confusing to follow. So I don't think I would make this again because I find the pattern quite annoying and the lace weight is too annoying. Oh, it's called the Jelly Flower Tee. I'll show you the picture. Excuse my dodgy printer. Oh, and I've dropped water on this. So it's a nice thing. It's just it's another thing that I need to get motivated on. So once I've finished the Mister's jumper, that this might get promoted to my tipping point knit. So now, what's in this bag? Oh, these are some scrappy socks. So I did tell it's going to be a bit sock heavy. Just all my random little bits of blue yarn are in here. So this is only two colours. There's a navy blue, which I'm doing a helical stripe, which you can't see brilliantly well because of the light. And this light blue, which is a travel knitter yarn, which I used to make a shawl, which I didn't really enjoy, and then I frogged it. But when I blocked that shawl, that yarn bled so badly. It was like badly enough that it was actually quite annoying. So that yarn mainly lives in the naughty corner, and I've had it for ages. It's waited for a long time for me to stop being annoyed with it. So now I'm using it in scrappy socks, because then if the blue comes off at my feet in the winter, really who cares? And I won't mind if it, also it's not durable at all. I don't know if it's, I've long ago lost the labels, so it can't be a superwash. I don't think it's a sock yarn. But even when I had it in the shawl briefly, it wasn't wearing brilliantly well. So yeah, not a fan, but it can go in those scrappy socks and we can all live with that. Oh look, here's another Dragon Hill Studios. I can't remember what this one's called. These are socks I'm making for the Mister. No, I've totally lost the label of that one. And again, I'm using flexi flips for these, which are one of my favourites. Second favourites are DPNs, I think. I mean, they are basically DPNs with a wobbly bit, aren't they? So yeah, again, this is a broken rib, a 2x2 broken rib. It's a 2x2 rib cuff, 2x2 broken rib for the foot, and I've done him and a heel flap and gusset. I normally do him an afterthought heel. That's what it looks like on the bottom when it's just plain knitting. It's quite a good sort of man colour, isn't it? He's quite a sort of conservative dresser. yet, and he's not really that keen on stripes, but tough luck, eh? And he did recently buy some polka dot socks, a pack of polka dot socks, so you never know. You never know. He does say he likes to look at these when I show them to him. I had been making those just as plain vanilla socks with a 72 stitch count, and they came up enormous. I don't know why. It's not like that yarn's not a plump yarn. The Dragon Hill Studios yarn is I'd say it's on the thin side of 4-ply, but in a really good way, because it's got a really good twist on it. So their socks are super durable. But yeah, it goes a very long way. And I don't know why they came up so big. It must be, my tension must have been so wildly out. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Really don't know. Oh, this is another pair. This is another pair of socks for him. Wow, I've got a lot of socks on the go for him, haven't I? These are Rico Designs Super Bar Jacquard Melange. Colour number 4. Sorry. So again, I've got obsessed with doing broken rib socks, which is a thing I'm going to snap out of very quickly. It's because I've been making them for Jim, because I don't know the fella. I just think a broken rib sock will fit any foot really, which is why I changed those grey and mustard goldy coloured ones to a broken rib, because he's tried those on since with them on the needles, and they do fit fine. So because I've been doing those for Jim, I've ended up going mad with it and doing it on all of them, which is something I've now come to slightly regret. And that is it, I think, for my knitting. I told you it's very sock heavy. Got 2 tops in there, a shawl, and the rest, and the jumper, and the rest was all socks, all sockage. But that has brought us in at past. So if you are leaving me now, I've made some Jim poodles, but they're custom orders for people, and I can't show them to you, which is a shame because they're really fun. But I know 2 of them are Christmas presents, so I can't show you those for a long time. And the other ones I'm just knitting on now, so I can't show you those because it's not really anything much to show. So if you're going now, I'm just going to tell you what I've been reading and TV things, and that will be it. So if you're off now, nice to see you. I hope you come back next time, when this is quite short for me. This is pretty cool. My next one, which will be recorded much more quickly than than a month. I think maybe I'll be able to do like, what I kind of hope to do is just do like 15-20 minute ones, you know, sort of thing you could almost watch on your lunch break, and just, you know, when you just got a few minutes here and there. Anyway, I'm waffling on about nothing. I hope you have a lovely time, and if you're sticking with me, thank you very much. If you're off, have a lovely time, and I'll see you again soon. So the books I read Agatha Raisin and the Deadly Dance by MC Beaton. I love those books. They're just silly and fun, and just they're almost like a little palette cleanser book. I really enjoy that. We read Seeds of Murder by Rosie Sandler for my digital readers book group, and that was another kind of cozy mystery thing, pretty light-hearted. Some of it's quite silly, but I don't really mind that. Sometimes I'm quite in the mood for that kind of stuff. I don't know I don't know if I can be bothered to read the others in the series. I think one was probably enough for me on those, but I wouldn't be adverse reading another one. It's just for the digital readers book club at the library, it's my audiobook choice. So I think I'd like to read those in print more than I like listening to them. Although I did enjoy the narrator. Anyway, that was pretty good, I thought. Oh, the next one, we've got our next book group is this coming Tuesday evening. I am always moaning that everything, all the choices, you get a choice of books to choose from, and then everyone votes on which one they want to read, and the most popular one wins. And generally, the most popular one, I've got to have a bit of my coffee, which should be bloody cold by now. Ooh, bearable. Just, yeah, I'm always moaning that it's all murder mysteries. And I'm not very, I'm not very murdery. I don't like gory, grisly stuff. So sometimes I skip it and I don't do it at all. And this time they chose Florella Benjamin's autobiography, which I thought would be really good because she's been through a lot. She came over from Trinidad as a little girl, and you faced a lot of racism. Her whole family did, but I mean, obviously the book's just about her really, so she doesn't really go into much about what the rest of her family faced. But she put up with a lot, and she's achieved an amazing amount in her life. Not just, I know she was on Play School and she's done other children's TV. I mean, I always loathed Play School because even as a very small child, I knew it was babyish, and I felt like they were all really patronising. And also her stupid polo earrings used to really get my wig. But she's now like Baroness Benjamin of Beckenham. She sits in the House of Lords. She's a children's champion, and she works like with charities and what have you. And it's really, she has done a lot in her life. Unfortunately, the book is appalling. She needed a really strong-willed editor, and I think her will is stronger than anyone else's, and she probably won out those arguments wrongly because it's almost unreadable. She has no humility whatsoever. She's just constantly basically saying how great she is, even things like claiming to have like the most astounding singing voice, and she narrates the book herself, which I don't think does her any favours, and she breaks into song quite a lot in it. And I'm sorry, she can't sing. She cannot sing at all. I mean, she can hold a tune just about, but that's it. I wouldn't say she was any better a singer than me. But everything she's done is she's the first person, the only person to have done it properly, and she's the greatest. And every single thing she says involves someone coming up and throwing their arms around her and telling her how fantastic she is and how much they love her, and how she changed their life through being on Play School. And she's done a lot of charity work and yada yada. She's done like a lot, but yeah, it is, and it's almost worth reading for how unlikable she is. So it's quite extraordinary. I was really prepared to really enjoy it. So I take it all back. I'm never going to moan about the murder mysteries again. Even if I don't read them, I'm not going to say anything about it because Lord above, don't ever give me another autobiography. I find this quite a lot. If I read someone's autobiography, someone I really like I read John Sargent's, and he spent the whole time basically in his book railing against the powers that be that stopped him from a career as a comedian. He thinks he could have been the best stand-up comedian the world has never known, and he was about as funny as mud as well. He was, quite extraordinary, and I went from liking him to thinking like, what an absolute arse. I don't think Florella Benjamin's a bad person, and she's done an awful lot of good in the world, but man, she knows it, and she is not shy about telling you how great she is. So yeah, good luck with that if you want to try that one. In stark contrast, did you watch, I haven't read the book, and I think I've read some reviews that put me off it, but I'm going to read it now because I watched the TV adaptation of I've forgotten the author's name. Candice something Carty. Oh God, I'm really sorry. I'll put a picture up. Queenie. oh my God, the TV is really powerful. It's really good. It was such a good series. I think it's on, I can't remember if it's on what TV channel it's on, but it'll be on the catch up somewhere. So good, and really kind of heartbreaking as well. You could really feel for her, and some of her experiences are the experiences that, you know, a lot of young women have, but it was, I mean, it's a lot, but also it's also funny as well. She, you know, she puts up with a lot. She deals with a lot of stuff, and she internalizes a lot as well, which is like heartbreaking, because, you know, people really, friends and family and stuff, really love her, but stuff happens and you just kind of deal with it yourself, don't you? And oh, it's really good. It's really good. But it is. She's got these really funny friends as well, who's quite straight talking, who I really like a lot. And also a very hypocritical friend who gets on my wick. But yeah, I'm definitely going to read the book of that. Even though I've seen the adaptation, you know the book's going to be better. See, I really enjoyed that. I also watched oh my God, this will be a catch up as well. Secrets of the National Trust. I think that's a BBC thing. That was amazing. They go to all these different, like Hever Castle and what have you, all these different like stately homes in the UK, and have a good poke around behind the scenes and talk to staff that work in them, and just amazing things like restoration work that's going on, and the painting restoration people are just so fascinating. I love all that. So yeah, I would massively recommend that. And that I think is it. But yeah, if you're looking for anything to watch on TV this month, and I know Rivals is coming up, but I only have Freaky, so I'm not going to see that, which is a shame because I'd like to. Definitely recommend Queenie, and I definitely recommend Secrets of the National Trust. Queenie, I think when it was first aired, was put on quite late at night. I think on like Channel 4 or something, at about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So I think a lot of people missed it, and I think it's given that time, and that makes you feel like it might be a bit too risque kind of stuff, but it's not. I mean, yeah, she doesn't have sex with people, but so does Adam and Eve, man. Get over it. Yeah, I really recommend those. And oh, we're at 42 minutes. I'm definitely gonna go. Right, love you and leave you. Hope to see you again soon, much sooner next time. Take care, and I hope you finish more projects than I have.